In the parlance of the 20th century, there is an oddball. His name is James B.W. Bevis, and his tastes lean toward stuffed animals, zither music, professional football, Charles Dickens, moose heads, carnivals, dogs, children, and young ladies. Mr. Bevis is accident-prone, a little vague, a little discombobulated, with a life that possesses all the security of a floating crap game. But this can be said of our Mr. Bevis. Without him, without his warmth, without his kindness, the world would be a considerably poorer place, albeit perhaps a little saner. Yes, that is the setup for this Twilight Zone. Written by Rod Serling, we get a goofy main character. A guy who seems like he should be a clown or a circus performer. Unfortunately, he works at a desk job. Mr. Bevis is a man that would honestly fit in way better in today's society than back in the 60s. Since he's essentially a man-child. He has a gay, happy exuberance to himself. He walks down the street waving to people. He has a little bow tie. He plays ball with the kids. And that's what this episode is about today. Mr. Bevis, and how, while he was irresponsible, he is a ray of sunshine for the people around him. Fortunately, this irresponsibility leads to him being fired from his job, and he goes to the bar to drown his sorrows. And he meets a guardian angel. He has not died, he's still alive. But this guardian angel gives him a second chance, I guess you could say. He decides to help out with Mr. Bevis getting fired. He gets him a new job. Mr. Bevis has a 1924 Rickenbacker beat up car that spews soot every time he turns on the engine. So he gets him a snazzier 1960s Babe-mobile. So this guardian angel is essentially giving Mr. Bevis the things that he needs. A better job, a better car, better clothes. So he becomes like everyone else. But see, that's the problem. He used to stick out with his love of strange music and goofy polka dot clothes. Now he's just like every other person in the upper middle class. And so this episode is trying to make the point that not only should you be satisfied with yourself, but you shouldn't change yourself in order to fit in with society. Mr. Bevis makes the decision that he just wants to be himself. He wants to be able to wear weird clothes, play ball with the kids, and just be overly happy, even if some people find that weird. And so he decides to reject this new lifestyle that has him living this posh, upper middle class life, because when he lives that life, he can't do the things that he used to enjoy doing. So while the moral of this story is fine, the actual episode itself, I'd say, is a bit below average. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I actually find the character of Mr. Bevis endearing. He's played by Orson Bean, who you may recognize because he's an actor that started a ton of stuff in the 80s and 90s. He lived to 91 years old, died in 2020. But he was Roy Bender in the TV show Desperate Housewives, Lauren Bray in Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and even in the movie Being John Malkovich. So he hit his strides later in life. And I think he does a good job of portraying this character as someone who, if you were to see on the street, would be a little annoying. Like, why is he being so happy? Why is he waving to everyone? Why is he trying to talk to you? But still non-offensive and a change of pace from just mundane life. He's a character that sticks out. But this episode just isn't very Twilight Zone-y. It's also not very funny either. You would think he'd be cracking jokes, but he really doesn't do that. He simply rejects this new lifestyle, which we really don't see that much of. It's not like he gets a new penthouse. We just see him with a new car and new clothes. And we're told that he has a lot of other nicer things that are left off screen. So a good message, but not the most engaging episode. So, why does this guardian angel appear? Why does he never look like a guardian angel? In this series, we've had like 4 episodes featuring guardian angels. They always look like a dude who works at a bank. Because it's the Twilight Zone. And at the end, when he goes back to his regular life, and now he has his crappy car again, a police officer goes to give him a ticket because he parked next to a fire hydrant. And then the guardian angel moves that fire hydrant to where the policeman's car was parked. So it looks like this guardian angel is still with Mr. Bevis. And we do get a uplifting ending. Things are going to be okay. Sure, he got evicted. Sure, he got fired from his job. His car is from the 1920s, man. But we're led to believe everything's going to be okay. This episode does have some good actors in it. There's a part of his job where he's talking to his boss. They do this off screen where his boss calls him into his office, and then we just hear dialogue from inside the office. We only see his boss a few times. But this is what he looks like, and he's played by Charles Lane, who is nosy in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. It's a Wonderful Life as the real estate salesman. And the Music Man is Constable Locke. In other words, 3 of the biggest movies of all time. But he's not in this episode very much, and his performance is average. Maybe they should have given him more to work with, or maybe his fee was very, very high. This is one of the lowest rated episodes of Season 1 on IMDb, and I think sits slightly below average. Lucky for us, we're not done with the Twilight Zone. In fact, we're not even done with Season 1. There's 36 episodes in Season 1. Man, they really banged these out back in the day. And the next one is absolutely great, and one I have seen before and was delighted to watch again. It's called The After Hours, Episode 34, about a lady that gets trapped in a department store. And check out our playlist for the other series that we've covered. Are You Afraid of the Dark? We do every single episode of Black Mirror, Cowboy Bebop, Mystery Science Theater, Fear Itself, and Monsters, and memberships are now open. And I'm going to start doing some live streams in about a week. Thanks a lot.